responsible for the incredible meals that you've been enjoying throughout the cruise. And the first person I want to bring out is the man behind the scenes running the entire galley brigade here on board. Please put your hands together all the way from the Philippines, your executive chef on board. Let's hear it for Roy!
Good morning everyone. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Roy. Good morning.
How are you, Ryan? Very well. With a big crowd like this, was amazing.
I know, it's well, these are the people that I remember to put the clocks forward. Everybody else is still asleep. So, Roy, welcome down here. How long have you been a chef for?
As an executive chef, I have 4 contracts, 4 years as executive chef. I just newly promoted from the Majestic when we opened the Majestic Princess.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but I've been in the company for 25 years.
25 years, wow.
I started when I was...
I'm only saying this to you, off you go. Now, Chef, how many people are in your galley brigade back of house?
With this kind of ship, with the type of the ship that we have around 208, 210 full manning, but so far we are on a 98% manning that we have. But with the galley staff and the stewarding department who's taking care of all the dishes, cleaning the galley to make sure that the galley is nice, well sanitized and presented after and before the service.
So a good few hundred people cooking and delivering some wonderful meals this cruise. And Chef, you're wearing this big medal here. What does this mean?
This is the medal that we won in the ping pong tennis last night. This one, so all the ships have this one that we are recognized as this kind of organization. International Cafe, we also have the 24 hours operation. So the boys are having their own shift, their day shift, they have the night shift that are working.
That's amazing. And what a lot of people don't realise is we take on board all the food and all the beverage in Fort Lauderdale for an entire 10-day vacation. Give an example of how much food we consume per day. Like, for example, how many eggs do we consume a day here on board?
With the eggs that we have, like for example, we have almost full manning, full guest at the capacity almost. Around 6,500 to 7,000 pieces of eggs a day, including all because of the breakfast, pastries, all the breads that we're using, so wow. Around 7,000.
So around 7,000 eggs a day, which is pretty impressive. And what's even more impressive is to know that they're all laid by one chicken on deck too. Every dinner time. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man running that operation, front of house, your Director of Restaurant Operations from Italia, Mr. Oscar!
Good morning. Let me see if they're awake. Buongiorno. Ah, that's good. Wow, almost full house.
It's not bad.
We throw them out of bed, you know.
Yeah.
Tell my guy to go knock all the doors and cooking show.
Buongiorno, Oscar. Good morning.
Buongiorno. That's my family from Italy over here.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. My cousins, my doctor actually from Florida right there. It's true. Yes.
Now, Oscar, how long have you worked for the company?
Well, I'm older than the chef. Mm-hmm. So this year will be 33 years.
33 years. Wow.
Here you go.
Oh, well, we got a nice purple one. Look at that.
And I'm very proud to wear this medal because it's been given to me, like the chef, by this culinary association from France called Chaîne de Rôtisseurs. Okay, so we've been given to us 10 years ago to be one of the best maître d' on the 7 seas.
Wow, there we go.
Thank you.
And how many people in your team, Oscar?
If everybody asks me what is the hardest part of your job, the hardest part of my job is to be the mother and the father of 300.
Wow.
And you are angel compared to them, believe me. I'm telling you, 35 different nationalities between us, so wow. 550 people. So.
It is. It's a lot of different. It's like United Nations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you're from Italy. Whereabouts in Italy are you from?
Lake Como. Are you familiar about the area? Yeah.
All sorts of different spices. And chef, already this smells delicious. What is this you got going here?
It's actually a water with a salt.
Just water. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you in the very safe and capable hands of these two fine gentlemen. You know, I love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one more time for our Director of Restaurant Operations, Oscar, and Executive Chef Roy.
Thank you.
Buon appetito.
After how many years?
25 years.
25 years we see
We never see each other. I
That's
saw
amazing,
Oscar.
yeah.
I worked with Oscar when I was not a chef, and he was the
We opened the Grand Princess
yeah,
in
yeah,
1998.
and then it's
so
nice to see him again
25
after
years.
25 years. Never changed.
That's good. I
He's
love
still
it.
sexy.
All right.
All right.
Before we start,
Yeah.
I take over. I go outside.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I want to tell you the story when my brother came home one night and he goes to my mother and he said, Mother, I'm going to get married. My mother, she was so excited. She said, where's the bride? He said, wait, tonight I'm going to bring you home 3 girls. 1 brunette, 1 red hair, and 1 blonde. And you need to guess which one I'm going to marry to. She said, don't worry, bring them over. So he brought over these 3 girls and my mother prepared 25 courses dinner. You know, in Italy, mangia, eat. We ate so much. We went to the living room, and my brother goes to my mom and he said, did you guess which one I'm going to marry to? She said, of course I know. I'm your mother. She's the blonde one. He goes, wow, how do you find out? She goes, because she's the one that I don't like.
For the first dish that we're going to prepare, of course, you're Italian, you take care of the pasta. You know better than me how to cook the pasta that we have.
Salt?
Yeah.
Little bit?
A little bit of salt. I think I get the wrong Italian. It's a copy paste it needs. Okay, so actually the pasta we have is a nice linguine pasta. We're doing al pesto sauce. So we don't worry, we don't do that one. That's why I don't invite them actually in the galley. Otherwise, I will lose my job.
This is my breakfast anyway.
Okay. Yeah, the pasta that we have actually, we have the linguine pasta. It depends on the pasta that you're going to use. If you want to use the penne, spaghetti, it also depends on the timing, how you cook it. There's some 12 minutes, there's some 8 minutes, 10. And if you have the fresh pasta, it cooks a little bit more fast. So this one, it takes around 10 to 12 minutes to cook. But of course, we pre-cook this one a little bit in the galley too, so it doesn't take long. Then, of course, the ingredients that we have a fresh basil. We have a nice fresh basils. And then we have garlic, pine nuts, black pepper, salt and pepper. And then we have to put a little bit of the potato to incorporate or to enhance our pesto pasta. Normally, when we do it, I think in Italy, Oscar, right? We don't put the potato.
No.
Normally, it's just the regular pesto.
And pine nuts, yes.
Yes. Actually, the grandma used to make this one. You know, they chew the. I think they chew the.
No, they used to
they
put
mix
in
it
the-
together.
how you call this one?
Yeah, mortar and pestle.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, so this one. But here on board, of course, we have to make a lot. So we have to use the. Realize,
That's scary.
all right, so we make the pasta. We make the pesto. Nice, fresh basil. Of course, if you want to keep this one for a long
Yes,
time,
very nice.
you can do it like you blanch the basil first, and then straight to the ice cold water before you do the pesto, and then you can keep it on the freezer for at least like 2-3 months, and then you can take it out little by
year?
little. Yeah, a year, maybe a
Yeah.
year, depends on how. You can keep it long time in the freezer, so that's
Very
nice.
nice.
Yeah, and then of course we have the pine nuts.
Mhm.
One of the expensive nuts that we have on board.
Mhm.
A little garlic, depends on how much garlic you want it. But
good.
Oscar loves
Yeah,
garlic.
I love garlic.
He's not scared with the vampire. So.
My grandmother always told me that the garlic is the king of the kitchen.
Yep.
Then,
And then you have the olive oil.
what kind of olive oil?
It's an extra virgin olive oil.
How do you know it's extra virgin?
It's closed, Oscar. When it's open, it's not virgin anymore. Sorry.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Let me see if you're
But
open.
You said the wrong line. You
Okay.
open the bottle for
Yeah.
the first time.
You can see, it's nice.
This time it's working because last time we bought the blender in Walmart, it was not working. So last for Lauderdale I went to Costco and now it's working.
Okay. So when you have the pesto, normally we do the pasta. We do the sauce first. When you make the pasta, you create the sauce and then you cook the pasta. By the time that you cook the pasta, you take out the pasta straight from the water, going to your sauce, and then you toast it. Especially with the tomato sauce, with the white sauce. You don't cook the pasta and then you leave it outside and then it becomes overcooked or it becomes dry. Or you have to, some of them, they have to put running water so it will not stick. Normally, the best thing that you cook with the pasta is from the pot itself with the water, you take out straight to the sauce, and it's nice to toast it together and making sure that it's nice al dente.
Now I'm going to
Yeah.
teach you a secret.
Mm-hmm.
When my grandmother taught me when I was a kid.
Okay.
How do you know when the pasta is cooked?
Well, you have to check.
Show it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Move. If it doesn't stick on the wall, it's not ready.
If you go in the galley and then you see that the pasta is hanging around the floor, it's Oscar's fault. Wait, what's that?
Hey, on board we don't waste anything. Eh? What do you think?
So, the pesto
Yes.
that we have is not supposed to be cook it in a high
Yes,
temperature.
you just switch
Yes,
it off
you
and
just
you put
switch it up and then you
yeah.
have to toss it. But of course, we have this nice potato that we normally have this one. Some of them they put some green beans. Some of them they put these shrimps. Depends on how they want to twist our pesto sauce. But here on board, we have to put the green beans. We have to put the potato. It's a vegetarian, a vegan dish for us. Which is good.
Yeah.
You should take a little bit of the potato to warm it up, and then you have this nice, beautiful. Don't worry, you're safe. You're safe. Your lunch will be safe. Oscar is not in
This is
the.
my lunch.
He's not in the galley.
11:30, we are going to host a wonderful super Tuscan wine tasting in the Crown Grill. All right? So we still have 6 more seats. So if somebody wants to come, I know it's not for free. It's $150 per person. It's a wonderful lunch, the Crown Grill with premium wine. So if you're interested, we have 6 seats available. So 11:30 Crown Grill this today at lunch.
Yeah.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
All right.
Nice, beautiful pasta that we have, al dente. This is your lunch, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Chef, very salty.
Okay. And then now you have this beautiful pesto that you have. It's a nice linguine, of course.
Take this one. Be
Then
careful.
we can nicely put it on the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a nice presentation. If you have a big pork, not, please,
Very nice.
there you go.
Very nice.
And then of course, with
Some
this
sauce.
sauce potato that you have.
Yes.
And then we have a nice, beautiful pine nuts to garnish it. And then fresh
My favorite.
Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese.
Padano cheese that we have
Wow.
in the stores where we create this one. Especially on the Sabatini, we have a nice, beautiful Parmesan cheese that we're using.
This is
The
for my
aged, yeah.
chef told me to bring it to my cabin. So
Oh.
Alright.
Okay, so now we have a nice, beautiful, even.
Look at that. Trenette al pesto.
Okay, just show the plate, not the head, huh? Okay, that's good.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Now we go to the second dish. Are you sure we're going to do something else now or finish? Which one I want to say? Which one? Yes, you're right. See? Getting old, I keep forgetting things. Yeah. This lady came to pick me up, when was? About 2 years ago when I came to Miami to join the ship after the pandemic. And arrived in Miami airport and she was outside with a brand new Ferrari. $500,000 car. $500,000. So I look at her and I say, wow, that's beautiful. First time I'm going to be on a Ferrari. So, yeah, but I have a problem. I said, what happened? I bought this car the other day and I can go with the car only during the day. During the night, the car stopped. The car at night does not work. And I said, you pay so much money, go down to the dealer shop and tell them to look at it. So she goes down, she starts screaming at him, hey, I gave you $500,000 and the car is not working, only during the day, please. So the guy called all the mechanics, checks the car, goes back to the lady and said, madam, the car is just perfect. Are you sure you put in the right gear? She said, of course I put in the right gear. You think I'm stupid? I use the D for the day and the N for the night.
Of course, this is normally, it's in our Italian dinner, traditional one. Of course, we have the shrimp, fra diavolo, we call it in Italy. It's a shrimp with a tomato sauce, a spicy tomato sauce, with the nice garlic, chili flakes. We call this in Italy.
Italian Viagra.
I thought it was peperoncino. Now it's
Pepperoncino.
yeah. Now it's Italian. I didn't know that. Okay, and then we have a nice chopped parsley.
Yeah.
You can use also the basil, which is good.
Yeah.
And then we have the prawns, and then the main ingredient for this one is the fresh tomato sauce.
Very nice.
The fresh tomato sauce just came from the gambusa we opened, and
Yeah,
then
it's fresh tomato sauce from the can.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
Okay. So
Now it's no more
yes. Okay. And then we have
virgin olive oil, is motor oil from the engine room.
yes.
All right.
Of course, first we have to saute the garlic. You can have the chop, you can have the slice.
Beautiful.
It depends on how, but normally
Wow.
we love
Little bit
yeah.
of garlic, eh?
Yeah.
So,
There's a nice, beautiful garlic that you have. Okay. Of course, slowly you don't want to burn the garlic, so slowly you have to cook it nice and tender to extract all the flavor from the garlic, especially when you have this extra virgin olive oil. The olive oil, you don't have to do it in a hot temperatures of the pan because
Yes.
you burn the
exactly.
virgin.
Yeah.
You burn the olive oil, yeah.
Yes.
And then, of course, you have to put the prawns as fast as not much
How many?
time.
6?
Yeah.
That's my
6.
breakfast,
Yes.
right?
Okay. So
Okay.
put
3,
it,
4,
making sure that the pan is hot, so you
5,
don't have to cook it too long.
and 6.
So it's not even a minute to cook these dishes when everything is ready. Of course, you have to turn it on the outside. At least one, they change the color to a
Nice.
pink reddish color, so it's nice and ready.
Beautiful.
And then, of course, we have a nice, beautiful cognac coming from United States. Right? Where is it coming from? Supposed to be in France. You have to pour a little bit. I think the lighter is not working. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and then you have to flambe it to remove all the alcohol from the. There you go. Of course, with a nice chili flakes, depends on who we're gonna eat.
Is my breakfast. This is Italian Viagra,
Okay.
and I eat a lot.
All right, then just saute a little bit. Nice chopped parsley,
What is this?
chopped parsley and
Is not what you pick up the other day in Colombia?
no. Yeah, parsley and basil. I mix it up, so
Just
it's
ask.
nice. Yeah,
Never
it's
know.
a nice parsley and basil. The basil gives a nice sweetness.
Then
and also
fresh
the parsley.
tomato sauce
Yes,
from the can?
Yes, fresh tomato sauce from the can. There you go. And of course, a little touch of salt and pepper.
All right.
Yep. There you go. So, yep, almost done. And then on the last minute, you pour a little bit of olive oil to give more extra flavor from your.
So this is real my breakfast, this one?
Yes, this is gonna be yours. I'm gonna deliver it in your office.
I need to tell my cabin steward to bring me a frozen toilet paper.
Change the topic. Anyway, this goes. Okay, now, of course, I'm from Asia. I love to eat rice. No? But if you're mostly from Europe, Italy, and everything, mostly they put the pasta. Together with this. But of course, rice, without rice, no power.
No power.
So rice,
How many pounds of rice are you using daily only for the crew?
it's around 1,200 pounds of rice just for one day.
600 kilos.
600 kilos, more or less.
Wow.
For our team member working in the
Amazing.
garden and also in all the departments. So now we can nicely presented one on top of this beautiful broccoli steamed rice that you have, or even the garlic rice also.
Very
is good.
nice.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah, go.
Look, they make also the Italian flag.
Yes.
Beautiful.
White, red, and green.
Beautiful. Yes. So now we're going to have a very nice competition. And we're going to call somebody on stage. Ricky, please. So let me spend a few words about this gentleman over here. His name is Ricky, and he's in charge of all the dessert that you see everywhere around the shop. And he's coming all the way from the United States of the Philippines. So we're gonna do a nice Black Forest cake.
Yes.
He's gonna do his way, I'm gonna do my way. All right?
Are you sure you
And at the end, you're gonna be the judge, okay? Perfect. Now, before we do that, I'm gonna come out and tell you a real true story now, okay? And you realize that it's a real true story at the end of the story because you know that it's gonna be real, all right? So, there is this her 96 him that they want to go to visit the Holy Land in Israel, all right? So they asked me what to do because I've been there with the ship and I know already I've been there a few times. and said, just book an hotel in Tel Aviv, and I'm sure the hotel will have some excursion or some tours to go to visit the Holy Land. So that's what they did. They booked the flight to Tel Aviv and the hotel. They flew to Tel Aviv, booked an hotel overnight. In the middle of the night, unfortunately, the wife passed away. So yes, he went down to the funeral home in the morning. He said, I'm here to arrange a funeral for my wife. The guy said, you have two options. Or you do everything here in Israel, very quick. You're going to spend around $3,000. Or if you want to bring your wife back with you in the States, you're going to pay around $30,000. Well, the guy said, well, I'll think about it, I'll be back in the morning. So in the morning, he goes back and he said, I decide to bring my poor wife back with me in the United States. He said, why are you so crazy? Why you have to spend so much money when you can do everything quick over here for $3,000? He said, I believe you very much, but if I remember very well, 2,000 years ago, somebody died here and he came back after 3 days. I would take that risk. And you know, it's a true story.
We divided it into three. And then we have the black cherry fresh also from the can. Yeah. And then we have the nice chocolate shapes, maraschino cherry whipped cream. And then of course we have the curse or the orange curacao, orange liquor, anything, even Drambuie, you can use that one also. It's a nice flavor. So now Ricky will do it, and then Oscar will gonna do his own.
Yeah.
Of course. Yep. We start with this curacao liquor. We moisten. We put some of the curacao liquor in the sponge cake so it's nice and moist. It's not dry. Yep.
It's nice and moist. Okay.
Yep. I said moist, not soak.
He made a black forest, I'm making rainforest, okay? What's wrong with you guys? Maybe I put too much.
Yes.
What's wrong with you guys? Okay.
And then, let me know who wants to have this one in the lunchtime. I'm gonna bring it in the Wall Street Market. Put it back. That's the good one. And then after that,
Can you pull my jacket down? Because it's too tight.
Yep.
Jacket. Pull down. The jacket, yes. Very good.
And then you have the whipped cream.
What's
Of
wrong
course,
with you?
You have to put the cherries.
Whipped cream. Wait.
Yeah. Okay.
Go,
Okay.
go.
Yeah. And then you have to put again the second layer, and then moisten again with the nice curacao.
Watch your shoes.
Yeah. And then same way that we start with the first one, we put the whipped cream, of course, and then we spread it out throughout the bread, and then top again with a nice black cherry. Actually, this is a nice whipped cream that we have coming from the skinny cow. It's a low
Better
calorie.
this way.
Yeah.
I'm very uncomfortable with this jacket today. Cannot work.
Well,
Sure, this is cherry because they look like prawns to me.
no, it's a cherry. It's a dark cherry. Yeah.
Let me spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Some fresh tomato sauce from the can. Parmesan cheese.
This is German bread, German cakes.
Yes.
No Italian, huh?
Garlic. Some funny stuff from Colombia. Salt and pepper.
We're gonna bring this one in the Horizon Court on
Yeah.
the Wall Fish Market today.
Chocolate shaving.
Yep. Okay. Wow. And then of course you have to spread all the way around this whipped cream to the cakes that we have, and then we're gonna decorate this one with the chocolate shape, some maraschino cherries, and of course sometimes you have different. Wow. That's the real rainforest cake.
You still there?
If you find this one in the Horizon Court, please
Don't
make
touch.
make sure your luggage is already done.
Display only.
Yeah.
Okay? Display only. Alright? Yes. Somebody
Picture.
picture.
Wait,
Picture.
There's another one. iPhone. Yeah.
Cheese.
Oh, another.
Cheese. Ready? Yeah.
But how come?
because I have a very good friend working for him that made it for me last night. I put in the oven few seconds and that's what happened. There's a nice oven down there. Yes, I like it. Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Now we're gonna vote. You're gonna vote, okay? Alright. Okay, let's start by round of applause for my cake. Go ahead. Come on. For Ricky cake.
Okay.
It's a tie. Come on, Omar, hurry up. We're being at 11.
Big play.
Alright, good. Alright, another one. Very nice. Thank you. Alright, so one more thing, very important. Tomorrow, unfortunately, 99% of you will go home to reality, I know. But you're going to receive an email from our President John Budget that asking you to rate us of the beautiful cruise that you had on board Caribbean Princess. So there is a questionnaire. I know that sometimes it's very long and boring, but there is one question, the most important one, is question number 1. They will ask you, would you recommend your cruise to your friends and family? Would you do that for us, please? Thank you. Do you think this guy deserves 10 out of 10? Very nice. Very good. So now we're going to go into the galley and have safe journey home tomorrow, everyone, and good luck with your luggage. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, somebody want the butter?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. Yes. Wow. Thank you. That is clarified.
La la.